Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It's your boy Marvin. We're going to get straight into a video. Exclusives: a federal grand jury may soon hear from Sean Diddy's Combs accusers. Let's get straight into the video.
Exclusive: the Department of Justice may be taking steps to indict music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
Two sources close to the investigation tell us that a federal grand jury may soon hear from Diddy's accusers. Since November, Combs has been named in 8 civil lawsuits, 7 of them directly accusing him of sexual assault. CNN entertainment correspondent Elizabeth Wagmeister is here with more on her exclusive reporting. Elizabeth, tell us what you're learning.
We have learned from 2 sources that potential witnesses have been contacted and notified by federal investigators that they may be called to testify in front of a grand jury. Now, there is no timeline for when this may happen. We are hearing from sources that the investigation is very much still underway. We remember back in late March when 2 of Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided. That was the start of this criminal investigation, and now with our reporting that this could go to the grand jury, this is absolutely the biggest escalation in this investigation and gives some indication that authorities are looking towards a possible indictment. Now, as you mentioned, there have been a slew of lawsuits against the music mogul. He faces 8, 7 of which are directly accusing him of sexual assault. I hear from a source that many of these accusers who have filed these civil suits have been brought in for questioning, some of them being called in numerous times. We hear that many of these potential witnesses have been cooperating with these investigators, some even offering up evidence that they believe could be of note for this investigation.
Wow. 8 civil lawsuits. 7 lawsuits accused of sexual assault. That's big alone. 1 lawsuit of aiding and abetting son Christian Combs. Settled 1 lawsuit by Cassie Ventura, so he must have paid her off quite a substantial load of money to get that case out of the way. But 7 lawsuits accused sexual assault. That's big, and that could do a lot of jail time if convicted.
Elizabeth, the majority of the plaintiffs in the civil suits, they've now been interviewed by federal investigators in the criminal probe. We know that LAPD previously said that they couldn't bring charges based on that 2016 Cassie video because of the statute of limitations. What could federal investigators be looking at here?
That's absolutely right. Because of the statute of limitations, that provides really a blockade for many of these accusers. But we do know that this federal investigation, which to your point, Boris, is of criminal nature, is largely based on the accusations that are in these many mounting lawsuits. So this is a criminal investigation at this point. Of course, we remember that when Diddy's homes were raided, that his attorneys called it a gross overuse of military force. They called it a witch hunt. We know that Diddy has denied many of these allegations that have come against him, although he hasn't responded to all of them. So at this point, it is an investigation. We have to wait to see where this may go. But again, this is a large escalation now that we know that potential witnesses have been notified that they do want to bring them to testify in front of a federal grand jury.
Wow. I just have to stop it there. I mean, this is big. Even if all these cases don't end up in court, I think even if 2 or 3 will, I think it's big, because it can only let famous people know that they can't get away with abusing people or abusing other famous people or normal people, but is that it lays the law down that you cannot get away with rape or disgusting behaviour against women and men at the end of the day, because I think it's one of the people who accused him is a man as well. So that tells you a lot sometimes how sick this case is. I know he hasn't been convicted of anything at the moment, but it doesn't look good. So it looks as though it's going to be heard by a grand jury.
in New York City. So much more to come, but also another thing that we have to watch out for, Boris, as these current cases are being litigated, are more accusers going to come forward. There has been a constant domino effect since November when that first lawsuit from Cassie came out, and now could there be more?
Yeah, they just keep coming, they do. Elizabeth Wagmeister, thank you so much for that.
So it tells you that when one comes, it's like a domino effect. They all come because people aren't afraid, because Cassie has put it out there. So she's put the footprint down for others to follow, that she wasn't lying. Because at first, I don't think a lot of people took Cassie seriously, but they're taking it serious now. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment and put your points down. Do you think it should go to a grand jury? Do you think he's guilty of some of these crimes? And where will this put Diddy in future reference in the music business or doing business? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you.